Julian, I guess, can you give me a thumbs up? You're good. Okay, you can see me large. And we're gonna, get started in our seat. We're gonna take a comfortable seat, placing your feet firmly on the ground. You can kind of bring your seat closer to the edge because you want a long, straight spine. And you can place your hands down by your sides for a moment. Take a breath here. Start to come into the moment. Prepare yourself for the next hour of class. Remember that anything I say is an offering. Listen to your body first. If anything doesn't feel good, just come out of it, maybe watch or do something else that feels good for you. And I'm recording for my video. But you guys aren't recorded, just me. And then you can take your hand on your belly and your heart on your chest if that feels good to you. With your eyes closed, I'm just gonna lead you in a 4-count breathing exercise. So you're gonna breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, and then hold that emptiness for 4. And I'll start you off. So we're gonna breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 3, 4, breathe out, 4, and hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe out. And then hold that. And you can keep going, counting in your head, maybe going at your own pace, maybe extending the breaths a little bit longer, but you just have an even breath going in and holding that, and then you have an even breath going out, holding that emptiness. Maybe as you're doing this breathing exercise, you start to do a scan of your body and see how your body feels today. How do your feet feel grounded on the floor? Go up to your calves. How are they feeling? How are your knees today? How are your thighs? Feel your seat on the seat. Moving up that body. Noticing anything that's maybe a little bit in discomfort. And we'll focus on those parts today. And breathe extra into those areas and hopefully get some expansion within that. So you're just gonna keep breathing. Maybe pay attention to where your shoulders are. And release your shoulders down from your ears if they're up by your ears. I know a lot of people hold tension up there. Just start to come into the moment. Maybe you have music in the background. Maybe you have other sounds going on around you that you're becoming aware of. Pay attention to that. And I'm going to read from this book that I do like most of my yoga readings from because it's daily meditations. And I think that they're so great. This one's called Loving Yourself Will Make It Better. And it's kind of what my class's theme is on today, is loving yourself. It says, are you feeling powerless? Have circumstances taken a turn you don't like? Do you feel there's nothing you can do to make today better? One power that's always available to you is the power to love yourself. So I know, obviously, we all feel a little bit powerless right now because of the circumstances going on in the world. We don't have control over that. And many of us are just confined to our home because we're practicing social distancing and we want to keep our friends and family safe and keep ourselves safe. So it says sometimes we feel powerless and we have the circumstances in our lives that we can't change no matter what we do to create something different to move the situation along. We can't get another person to behave differently. We can't seem to change something at work. Some of us are still working, and we can't do much about our money situation, at least not at the moment. For me, I'm out of work right now pretty much. We can't do much, nothing in life seems to be going our way. And it's not that we're doing anything wrong, we're not. We aren't off our path or neglecting a particular lesson either. The energy of that particular time in our lives, this particular moment, it's frustrated. And there's no action we can take to change our circumstances. All we can do is surrender to these circumstances, accept what's happening, and stay in the moment. When we can't do anything about the world around us, when we can't even seem to do much about ourselves, we can always, always love ourselves. So keep that with you throughout this class. If you are frustrated by a move that I'm offering that your body just doesn't want to do today, accept that. Accept that's where you are today and do something else. Just listen to your body, love yourself the way it is right in this moment, and breathe. So from here, you can just place your hands down on your knees and you'll bring your right ear to your right shoulder. And then if you want, you can place your right hand on that right temple by your ear and just place a little bit of pressure, bringing that ear a little bit further down if you want. You don't have to, you're not pushing any force down, you're just letting gravity and that feel of your hand on your temple. Bring that ear a little bit closer, getting a little bit more of a side stretch in your neck. One more breath here. And you can drop that hand if you had it there. Bring your head back to neutral for a moment. Take a breath here. And then you're going to bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Getting that nice stretch in the right side of your neck. Maybe taking your hand, placing it on your temple by your ear. Same as before, not putting any pressure, just letting gravity do the work of bringing that ear a little bit further down. And one more breath, and then you're going to bring your neck back to neutral, and we'll bring our right ear back to our right side, and then start making movements, bringing your chin to your chest, bringing your left ear over to your left shoulder, and then dropping your head back, bringing the right ear back to the right shoulder for a complete circle. And you're going to keep going at your own pace with your own breath, making these circles. I haven't taught that many yoga classes yet, but every single class has included neck rolls because I think they're so important. And if you feel any tension in any spot, you're going to stop and breathe into that tension for a moment and keep going. As slowly or as quickly as you'd like. Your neck carries so much weight of your head, keeping your head up every day, and you want to make sure that you're giving some love to it. And then the next time that your chin is at your chest, you're going to just take it into the opposite direction. So bringing your left ear to your left shoulder, dropping your head back, bringing your right ear to your right shoulder, and then dropping your head down. Doing the circles a few times in this direction. Again, at your own pace with your breath, stopping and breathing into the tension if there is any. And then the next time your head's down by your chest, you're going to just bring your head back to neutral. That seated position again. You're going to take your hands down by your side and breathe in, taking your hands up towards the sky. You can take the gaze with it, and you're going to interlace your hands and push your palms up towards the sky, feeling a nice energy out, pushing out outside of your palms. Breathe here for a moment. Your shoulders are still coming down though, they're not. You're not rounding your spine. You're keeping your spine long and straight. And then you're going to breathe in and bring yourself over to the right side. Feeling that whole side stretch on your left. Feet are still firmly planted on the ground. The only thing that's moving are the hands and your side. And your gaze can be up or forward. One more breath here. Then you're going to breathe in, bring yourself back to center. Drop your hands for a moment. Maybe shake out your fingers, wrists. Then we're going to breathe in, hands back up. Interlace your fingers, maybe interlace them in the other way. you could always kind of naturally interlace them a certain way. Try to interlace them the other way and push out through your palms, breathing. And then you're gonna breathe and bring yourself over to the left, getting that side body stretch on your left side. Gaze is up or forward, wherever feels comfortable for your head and neck. We're gonna take 2 breaths here. And then after your second breath, you're gonna bring your arms back to center, drop your hands down, and again, shake your hands out, shake out your shoulders. We're gonna breathe in, lift our hands up towards the sky, and this time take a slight twist. This is the time that you're gonna be listening to your body. Like, not everyone can twist this deep, but you're gonna take your left hand to your right knee and bring that right arm back, maybe to the back of your chair. Twisting as deep as feels comfortable for you. Twisting from the belly button, the chest, the neck, the head. And just breathe. Sorry if you can hear they're mowing my lawn in the backyard. Just keep breathing. Keep becoming aware of the sounds around you. Hopefully you can hear me well. You're gonna breathe one more time on this side. And you're gonna breathe in, lift your hands up towards the sky, bringing yourself back to center. And breathe out, bringing yourself over to the left, dropping your right hand to your left knee, taking that left arm back behind you to the back of the chair. Twisting from your belly button, your chest, bringing your gaze over that left shoulder if you can. 3 breaths here. In and out. One more breath. And then you're gonna breathe in, bring your hands back to center and drop them down by your side. This time when we breathe in, we're gonna take our hands to a T out in front of us. And we're gonna just start to rotate your shoulders and your arms and your wrists, making some movements with your arms, going as fast as you like or as slow, really feeling that movement in the joints. And then you're gonna breathe in and expand your arms wider, opening your chest more, lifting your gaze. And then you're gonna breathe out and give yourself a hug, wrapping one hand over the other. Just give yourself a really nice, strong hug. Maybe rock back and forth. Again, this is a class on self-love. You're loving your body the way it feels today, accepting what you have today. And you're gonna breathe in, expand your arms out, opening that chest, lifting that gaze. And then breathe out, wrapping your hands, crossing your arms in the opposite direction, bringing the other arm on top, giving yourself another hug. Maybe making some movements, rocking side to side. And you're gonna breathe in, expand your arms out, opening wide, and then breathe out, placing your hands on your knees, getting back to that neutral position we started in. From here, we'll make some cat-cow movements that I'll walk you through. So for cow, you're gonna start to flex your spine, like bring your belly towards the front, lift your chest, lift your gaze, except it's similar to the expansiveness we just did, except your hands are on your knees this time, lifting your gaze. And then you're gonna breathe out, rounding your spine, taking that gaze towards your belly button, keeping your hands on your knees, as using that as an anchor to keep yourself comfortably seated. And breathe in, bringing your chest forward, your gaze up for cow. And breathe out, rounding your spine into this cat back. You're gonna take this 3 more times with your own breath at your own pace, breathing in, expanding forward, and breathing out, rounding the spine, sitting a little bit further back, gazes at the belly button. Twice more. Breathe in and out. Breathe in And then after your last cat, staying in your cat, you're gonna just take your hands and slowly start to slide them back towards the back of your seat, folding yourself over your legs. Maybe you even like scooch back a little and grab for that back of the chair to allow yourself to fold deeper over your legs. This is a seated child's pose, so you're supposed to be comfortable. Your body is just folding over your legs, your arms are extending back, maybe grabbing onto the chair for some support. You'll take 3 deep breaths here. Maybe you want to breathe in and then breathe out through your mouth, just releasing all that tension, letting it all go, breathing in and out. And then you're gonna slowly bring yourself back to center. If you moved your seat back, you're gonna move it a little bit forward again. We're gonna do some half sun salutes that we did in the last class, so some of you know where we're going, but walk you through it if you haven't seen it yet. We're gonna take our hands down by our side and breathe in, lifting our hands up towards the sky, lifting our gaze with it. And then breathe out, swan dive over your legs, bringing your hands to the ground, folding over your legs, same as we just did, but this time your hands are releasing to the ground as well. Just take a breath here. And then breathe in to bring yourself kind of to a flat back, however you need to get there. Maybe you're tenting your fingers. You're just lifting your chest and gaze to have a long spine for a moment. And then you're gonna breathe out and release for that forward fold. And then you're gonna breathe in, bring your hands up towards the sky, lifting your gaze. This time your hands come together and you breathe out, bringing your hands to prayer. And that's the half sun salute. We're gonna do that 3 times seated, and then I'm gonna offer it standing as well. Obviously you don't have to do it standing, but however you feel today. So we're gonna breathe in, lift our hands and our gaze, and breathe out, folding over our legs. Breathing in for a flat back. Breathing out to fold over. Breathe in, bring your hands up towards the sky. Hands are coming together. And breathe out, hands to heart. One more time from the seated position. Again, moving with your breath. So you breathe in, hands up towards the sky with your gaze, and breathe out, folding over. Breathe in for a flat back, and breathe out, folding. Breathe in, hands up together, and breathe out, hands at heart center. And now, we're gonna do it 2 more times. Maybe this time you're gonna stand. Standing's a little bit different, but essentially the same. So you're gonna breathe in, expand your hands up towards the sky. Sorry, we can't see you very well here. And then breathe out, folding over your legs. You can bend your knees as you fold over and just place your whole belly on your thighs, same as if you were seated. Seated. And then you're gonna breathe in for a flat back. This time you straighten your legs and bring your hands to your shins and gaze forward for a flat back like this. And then breathe out, release. Breathe in, bringing your hands all the way up. Gaze lifts, hands together, and then breathe out, hands to heart center. If you're seated, you know how to do it now. And then standing, we'll keep going. Breathing in, expanding our hands up, and breathing out, folding over our legs, bending our knees, releasing our whole body down towards the ground. Maybe this time you want to take opposite elbows and stay down here for an extra breath and just sway. And then you're gonna breathe in, out, and drop your hands back down. Breathe in, lifting your gaze for a flat back, and breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, expand your hands up, and breathe out, hands to heart center. Take a moment here. Maybe you feel a little disoriented from folding over your legs completely. a few times. Take a sip of water if you have water nearby. And then you can also just release your hands down by your sides for Tadasana. It's the natural alignment of our body. Your legs are engaged, your ribs are knitting together, your chest is opening, your shoulders are, you can bring them up and down, bringing them closer together. Fingers are spread, palms are facing forward. If you're seated, you're doing this as well, just from the seated position. Long spine, gaze is forward, long line of energy going out through your crown. And then we're going to do warrior two. Again, you can do this seated or standing. So first we're going to take our left foot and bring it out to the left side with our toes facing to the left of our chair. I'm going to teach it first sitting, but standing, it's the same essentially. You're going to take that whole left thigh onto that chair for support. And then you're going to take your right leg, and maybe it's here today, it's just out in front of you. Or if you want a fuller expression of warrior two, you're going to take your right leg out to the right side. And you're making sure with your alignment that your left heel is intersecting with that right arch of your foot. Your hips are still forward, your chest is still forward. And then you lift your arms and your gaze is over that left hand. If you're standing, it looks kind of the same as if I'm sitting in the chair. The chair just offers that extra level of support on your thigh, but maybe the chair feels a little awkward and you want to get off the chair and do this. I'm going to take 2 deep breaths here. Feeling really powerful, feeling the energy from fingertip to fingertip. And then on your next breath, you're going to lift that left palm up, move your torso forward a little, and then breathe out, dropping that right hand to the right leg, extending that left arm up towards the sky, maybe taking that left arm over your left ear, gazes up. 2 breaths here for, this is, what's the word, reverse warrior. And then on your next breath, you're going to bring your hands back to neutral. And then just straighten your legs, shifting your left toes forward as well. So if you're seated, just a straddle. Your hands can go up for a four-pointed star. Just breathe here for a minute. Feel how it feels to expand in all 4 corners. And then you can bring your hands back down, bring your feet back together. Just relax for a moment, because we'll have to do that on the other side. You can sit down, place your hands on your chair, and just breathe in and out. So after you've taken a moment, maybe you're having a sip of water. We'll do that on the right side. So you're going to take your right leg out to the right, toes pointing to the right, bringing your thigh fully supported on the chair or you're standing. And then you're taking that left leg, keeping it forward. That's where your hips want to be. Or bringing it further back, extending it out. The whole left foot is planted on the ground. And right heel is intersecting with that left arch. And then you're taking your hands, expanding them out, gazes over the right hands. You're going to breathe here for 2 breaths. And on the 3rd breath, you're going to lift your right palm up towards the sky, move your torso forward a bit, and then breathe out, bringing that left arm to that left thigh, letting it slide down, bringing that right arm up towards the sky, getting a nice side stretch on that right. Maybe the right arm goes over that right ear, gazes up. 2 breaths here. And after the 2nd breath, you're bringing your hands back to center for warrior 2. And then shifting your right toes towards the front for wide legs. Arms go up, 4-pointed star, expanding up. maybe gazing up, maybe even doing a little bit of a back bend if you feel comfortable with that. Just breathe. And then you can take another seat. We're gonna do one more standing pose. This is more of a balancing pose, but it's so great that we have the chairs because we can use the chair as support as if it's a wall. If you're sitting, the next stuff can just be done like this. But if you're standing, we're gonna just come to that right side of our chair with your left hip towards the chair. And you're gonna take your right knee and bring it about hips distance. Your foot is flexed. Can you see, like this? And you're standing, maybe you're holding onto the chair or you're holding onto your hip if you have better balance. And you're gonna just start to bring your knee out to the side and bring it back to center. 2 more times like that. If you're seated, it's this. You're gonna breathe in, extend your knee out to the side and breathe out, bringing it back to center. 1 more time. Out to the side, and back to center. This time you're gonna take your foot, and if you're sitting, you're gonna do a figure 4 stretch. So you're gonna take your ankle and bring it to your knee and stay here. Or if you're standing, we're gonna go into tree pose, which is one of my favorite poses. You're gonna take your foot and either bring it to your ankle, shin, or your thigh, never your knee, because there's a force with your foot and your engaged leg, keeping you centered. If you want to practice your balance, if you want to maybe let go of that chair, find a point in front of you, your drishti, a focal point that's not moving. And you can focus on that and maybe play with keeping your hands to heart center. Take 3 breaths here. Remembering that your hips are forward, everything's forward, but your knees out to the side. And 1 more breath, and then you can just drop that leg down. Maybe shake out your legs. And from here, we're gonna just start to take our hands and sway them back and forth, releasing our upper half a little bit. If you're seated, you're doing the same thing, just moving your hands back and forth, maybe bringing your hands up a little bit further, tapping your shoulders. Just feeling that movement within your spine, feeling that nice twist. Slowly starting to bring your hands back down and getting yourself back to a non-moving position. Can't think of the right word. And then you're gonna just walk yourself over to the right side of your chair if you're standing. We're gonna do that all on the left side. So again, taking your left leg this time and bringing it to about hips distance, giving it a hug for a moment, maybe holding onto your chair. And you're gonna take your left leg and bring it out to the side, and then bring it back to center. 2 more times, out to the side, and then to the center, making sure that your foot stays flexed, it's flat. Bringing it out, and then back to center. This time, placing your foot in that tree position or bringing it to the figure 4 if you're in your seat. And you're gonna maybe hold on the whole time. You're gonna find that point of focus, that non-moving point, and take your hands to heart center and balance and breathe for 3 breaths. If you fall, if you're struggling, you just get back right into it. Okay. 1 more breath, and then you release your legs down and shake out your legs. Then you can just walk yourself back to your chair. We'll do some more exercises in the chair. What are you gonna do? You're gonna place your feet back firmly on the ground the way that we started. Maybe you're closer to the edge of your seat. And you're gonna take that right foot and extend it out in front of you with it still planted on the ground. And you're gonna just put some force in that right foot, pressing into the ground, feeling that stretch in your hamstrings, feeling that stretch in that whole leg. Take a moment here, feel how that feels. And then on the next breath, you're gonna bring your foot up in front of you. Toes can be pointed to start. Maybe you're holding onto your chair, or maybe your hands are in front of you. If your hands are in front of you, you're not allowing yourself to fall backwards. You still have that long, straight spine. Your core is engaged then. And you're gonna just point and flex your toes. Doing that a few times, and then maybe you're taking your ankle in one direction a few times, and then you're going to take your ankle in the other direction. Whatever feels good. And then once you've made about even movements, you can just bring your foot back to center, flexing it this time so it's flat, and then bring your knee into your chest and giving it a hug. Breathe here. And this is going to be the same movement that we had just done standing. We're going to see how it feels with the support of our chair. If you hadn't tried this already, you're going to keep your right hand on your right knee, left hand's on your hip or on your chair for extra support. 3 times, breathing in, bringing your right knee out to the side, breathing out, bringing it back to center. 2 more, breathing in and out, and breathing. Bringing it back to center once more again. Is it easier or harder seated? I don't know. And then once it's back to center, we're gonna place our right ankle over the left knee for a figure 4 stretch again, similar to that tree position. And we're gonna take our right hand to our right knee, just put a little bit of pressure. Don't put too much pressure. You don't wanna hurt yourself or overextend. You just wanna maybe feel how it feels to flatten out that leg a little bit more. You can stay here and just breathe into that, feel how that feels. Remember to keep your foot flexed to protect the ankle. You can also start to fold your body over that right leg. Maybe you have to move your seat back a little. This is what I have to do so I don't fall off the chair. And just release your head and neck down, release your arms. It's a really deep stretch in your right hip. So again, the message of today, self-love, listen to your body. Don't be upset if this doesn't feel good. Just maybe walk yourself back up and hold your knee down. But I'm going to keep you here for 3 more breaths. One more breath. And you're going to slowly start to bring yourself back and release that right leg down. Maybe tapping your feet down, shaking it out a little. And we'll do that on the other side. So you're going to extend your left foot out in front of you with your foot still planted on the ground. Maybe realigning yourself so that your seat is towards the front and you're putting pressure in that left foot, feeling the extension, feeling how it feels on your hamstrings and all the way up your leg. It's this really simple move, but it really does feel so good. One more breath here, and then we're going to keeping our hands on our chair, or maybe arms are in front of us for a little bit of an extra challenge, and lifting our leg up to about hips distance. It's really not important how high your leg goes up. Like if your leg can only come about an inch off the ground, then so be it, you know? But we're just trying to get our leg up, and we're gonna point and flex our feet. Or one foot. Point and flex our foot. And breathe. If your hands are in front of you, make sure you're not slouching back. Core is engaged. And you're breathing. Then you're moving your ankle in one direction, maybe over to the right for a few times. And then you're bringing it over in the opposite direction a few times. And then once it feels even, you can just bring that left knee into the chest, giving it a hug. Breathe here. like a workout going back and forth. And then you're gonna take that left hand and leave it on your knee. Keep your right hand on your chair, on your hip. You're gonna breathe out, bring your knee out to the side. Breathe in, out to the side, breathe out, bring it back to center. 2 more times, breathe in, bringing it over to the side. Breathe out, knee back to center. 1 more time. Out to the side, back to center. And then this time, taking that right ankle over your right knee. Left ankle over your right knee. That's the right today. Flexing your foot, figure 4 stretch. Placing your hand on your knee, maybe giving it a little bit of pressure. Encouraging that knee to go a little bit further down, getting a nice stretch on that hip. 1 more breath here, and then if you've folded over your legs on the other side, you're gonna do that again on this side. So you're gonna slowly start to bring your torso over your thighs and your legs, releasing your head and neck down, releasing your arms, keeping that foot flexed though to protect your ankle. You don't wanna disengage it. And breathe, 3 breaths. And after the 3rd breath, you're gonna slowly bring your torso back up to neutral. Release that left leg down. Maybe shake out your legs, maybe even kick it in front of you if you want. Have fun with it. I can't see most of you too, so if you're just watching, that's fine. These are great poses that you can do throughout the day too, if you work at a desk or something. So this is the portion where we're gonna start making our way slowly towards the ground. If you don't want to do that, totally fine. For this next move, it's kind of ambitious. If you don't have experience doing the next thing that I'm gonna show you, so we're gonna do some seat tips. If you don't have experience, stay on your chair. You'll get a nice workout either way and a nice stretch. You can just take your hands, if you're in the seat and want to stay in the seat, you're gonna take your hands and just start putting some pressure into this seat, engaging all portions of your arm and maybe starting to play with lifting your seat even like a millimeter off the ground, off the seat or something, and just like do that. Or maybe you wanna start to walk your feet a little bit further in front of you and play with taking your seat off your chair and holding yourself up like this. That's fine too. And just breathe here. Or for the really ambitious, you're gonna just start to dip yourself down and then lift yourself back up, bending at the elbows with your elbows going back. We'll do this 5 times, or you're staying here, or you're just staying here and playing with maybe pushing your seat up. But protect yourself. Don't do this if you've never done it before, because it could be dangerous. You don't want to just like release and fall. Just 1 more time. And then you can bring yourself back to your seat. Shake out your arms. And then the next thing is the legs up the chair, kind of like legs up the wall that we had done earlier. I had suggested if you have room in front of your chair, or if you didn't have room, to make some room, because we're gonna get off our chairs if you want. If you're staying in your chair, maybe you're just getting really comfortable, maybe even releasing your legs up and relaxing like this. But if you wanted to go down towards the floor, you're gonna take your seat kind of close to your chair and place your shins and feet on the seat. And scoot your seat a little bit further to get more support on your legs. And slowly bring your spine flat on the ground. You can place your hands on your belly and your chest, the same way we started earlier. If you're in your chair, you're relaxing and resting, maybe placing your hands in the same position. We're gonna be here for 3 minutes just to relax and release that whole spine and back. This is something that if you do for a few minutes every day, it's really going to benefit you. It's an inversion, so the blood is coming from your toes and going down through your body, helping all the systems. Don't know the technical terms, but I do know that it's one of the best yoga poses you could do every day for a few minutes. And if there's a wall, you're just placing your feet up towards that wall. And breathe. I'll let you know in a couple, 2 more minutes when to move again, but just relax in your seat. Maybe if you're in your seat, you're releasing your head back to the back of the chair. I feel like that's a nice release. And breathe. Whether you're on the ground or in the chair, next you're going to take your knees and just bring them both into your chest, giving them a hug if you can. If you're seated and don't really feel comfortable bringing your knees to you, maybe you're bending down and just giving them a hug like this. You're going to hug. If you're on your back on the ground, maybe you make some rocking movements back and forth a few times. Getting a nice massage on your back. If you're here, maybe you're just making some movements left and right. And then if you're lying down, we're gonna go into happy baby. So I'll explain it to those of you lying down first if you don't know what it is. Lying down, you're gonna either take your hands to the back of your thighs and have your feet pressing up towards the sky. Or if for full happy baby, you're reaching for the outer edge of your feet. Feet are pressing up towards the sky, your hands are pressing down. And you're staying here, rocking back and forth, maybe straightening one leg and the other. If you're in your chair, to kind of imitate that, you're gonna take your hands to the backs of your thighs, staying here, rocking back and forth, or maybe lifting your feet off the ground and rocking back and forth that way. Maybe you can even reach for the outer edge of your feet. A little strange, but feels good. Just breathe here for one more breath. And then you can release your legs down to the ground and set yourself up for Shavasana, the last pose. Every yoga class has to end in it. If you're lying down, you're extending your feet out. And placing your hands down by your side or on your body, wherever feels comfortable. If you're seated, you're just getting into a resting pose. So you're moving as far back as you want on your chair. You're placing your hands down on your legs. You can have your hands down to ground you more, or you can have your palms up towards the sky to maybe get some more energy for the day. You're gonna close your eyes. And breathe in, and then breathe out through your mouth. One more time like that. Breathe in and out. And we're gonna stay here for 4 minutes in this position too. And start to do another scan of your body. See how your body feels after all the movement that we just did. Take note of how you're feeling. Are you feeling good about what just happened? Are you a little hard on yourself right now? If you are, remember self-love. Accept where you are today, because we can't change much, can't change our circumstances. Maybe can't even change things about ourselves that we want to, but we can choose to love ourselves. And that's, I think, a really important message. You're just gonna breathe in and out. After the few minutes, I'll slowly wake you up. Enjoy it. You're gonna slowly start to wake up your body, wiggling your toes and your fingers, getting some movement back into it. Maybe roll your ankles and your wrists. If you're lying down, maybe you want to do a full body stretch. If you're seated, maybe you want to bring your hands up one last time. Just expanding out and up. And breathing. Place your hands down by your side if you're seated. If you're lying down, you're going to just bring your knees into your chest. Roll over to one side, your favorite side. And push yourself into a seated position. Sukhasana is the traditional seated position where your legs are crossed. Or you can maybe set yourself back to your chair, but you want to move slowly and keep your eyes closed. Take a few breaths here. And you can bring your hands to heart center, keeping your eyes closed. Maybe dropping your head down towards your hands a little bit. Self-love will always make things better. And perhaps when a difficult time has passed, you'll look back and say, that's what I was really learning all along. The ever-present healing power of learning to love myself. I want to thank you all for joining me again. For those of you that joined, or thank you for coming this time. I'm doing 2 more. And really appreciate it all. I hope you enjoyed the class. The light in me honors and sees all that is good and light in each one of you. Namaste.